Hey, Brenda, what's going on? I haven't seen you in such a long time. What's going on?
Good afternoon. Good evening. There's a lot of things going on with me. Do you have time for that?
Oh, I don't know if we have time for everything, but I know you, Brenda. You know
me. Well, any big news for me is that there's a program at the University of Minnesota here where people who are 62 and over can apply for and get into a special program where I can complete a degree, and I only have to pay a small fee for the credits. And I'm going to take advantage of that. And I have an application pending. They have to look back into 1975, which was the last time I was in post-secondary schooling. So I don't know. They have to look for stone tablets or something. But then I can once I get that all finalized, then I should be accepted into the school. And I plan to pursue an undergraduate degree at the University of Minnesota here in the spring.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I hope
congratulations. And hopefully next time we'll see you'll have that piece of paper.
It will take a while because I can only do it as a part-time student. I can't go full-time. And I'm older, so they'll have to sort of pound it into my head a little bit.
Well, we have our guest here, Matt, and do you have any questions for Mr. Slick?
Well, I'd like to know, I wasn't aware that he had an argument for God because I thought that he had abandoned his previous one. So I was wondering if he has some sort of new argument for God or what type of evidence or argumentation he is advancing that would be convincing that a deity should exist.
I can't help you.
Oh, so you don't have an argument for God?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
You said that would be convincing. Can't help you.
Well, I consider valid and sound arguments to be convincing. So you're saying you don't have a valid. You don't say what I hear you saying is that you do not have a valid, sound argument for God's existence.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's what I consider convincing.
Let me run this by you. Let's see how you are. Okay. Is the universe infinitely old or not infinitely old?
I don't know.
The universe is not infinitely old. If it were infinitely old, we would not be here for now because we'd have to cross an infinite amount of time to get to now. That's logically impossible. The Koch experiment also demonstrates that the universe had a beginning. Furthermore, if it were infinitely old, we'd be in a state of complete entropy right now, and we would not be able to have any discussions at all. The universe is not infinitely old. Okay.
What's your argument that an infinitely old universe can't be the case? You simply declared that. You didn't make an argument because there's no logical contradiction with the universe being infinitely old.
So if the universe is infinitely old, that means an infinite amount of time has passed, correct?
No. It means that we have always been here. The universe has always been here. Since what? Because the way you phrase your question presupposes that there was a beginning, which is not the case. If the universe is infinitely old, there wasn't a beginning. So it's always been here.
Okay. What do you want to say?
Yeah, there's no logical contradiction for infinity because this has been understood for over 100 years. There's no logical contradiction with infinite sets.
Do you know what an actual infinite is versus a potential infinite?
This is not a term that anybody uses in mathematics. It's not a term used. We talk about infinite sets, not about actual and potential.
Excuse me. I keep asking you questions and you keep going off in different directions. I simply asked you, do you know what an actual infinite is versus as compared to a potential infinite? Do you know?
These are not terms that anybody uses. Okay. These are nonsensical terms. These are not terms that mathematicians use to describe infinite sets.
Well, hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this. Matt, explain to us what those terms are, and then hopefully we can have the conversation from there.
Well,
Right?
I will, but we're not able to have very much of a conversation with this person because the person doesn't, and no disrespect meant, doesn't understand the basics of logic, philosophy, doesn't know enough in this area to be able to have
I'm sorry, but you're insulting me, and I actually do know about logic. You do not.
Well, hold on.
And what I'm saying is true. Mathematicians do not use these words. These are theological words that are made up.
Let me do this. Matt, for these two concepts that we're talking about, if you can, just give us some context about what you're speaking about, and so we can just move the conversation forward.
Yeah, I would just urge anybody to look up potential infinite and actual infinite. Just go to Google and type it in, and you'll see that what this person was saying was not accurate. That, say, mathematicians don't use it. I don't know if they do or don't, but the term is used. It's not made up by theologians. Philosophers are the ones who have been using this.
No.
Excuse. Okay, Nate, I'm done. I tried talking, and he keeps interrupting. I can't get a word in to be able to really say what I want to say. He doesn't know what he's talking, or this person doesn't know what he's talking about. And if we move on to the next caller, I'll be glad to define and explain what infinite versus potential infinite, or actual versus potential.
Explain to me what you mean. Explain to me then what you mean by potential infinite.
Hold on. Let's all calm down. Let's all calm down. Let's do this.
Okay.
Matt was finishing his exactly what, because you had asked him what those words had meant, and the fact that you hadn't been exposed to them in your field of study. Matt was trying to explain. So just let him just finish what he's saying.
I understand.
And you can come right back and explain why you don't believe it. So we can just have a good conversation all the way through. So Matt, I'm just going to give the floor to Matt, and then we're going to come right back to you, Brenda, and you can explain your point. Is that cool? That's fair?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry. The floor is yours.
Done.
All right. Go ahead, Brenda.
Oh, okay. Well, so I have studied. I'm studied
this person anymore because
I'm actually. I thought I was talking.
I think I'll leave. Okay?
I thought I was talking.
10 seconds, or I'm leaving.
Well, hold on. Just let me let Brenda give what he's going to say, and then
It's she, by the way. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
The thing is that I'm actually studying set theory, and there is no such thing as actual versus potential infinite. This is not a term that is used. I have several books on logic and set theory. I'm studying these things. There is nowhere in these books will I ever find the words potential and actual. These are not words that are used in philosophy today or in mathematics today. Nobody talks about these things. Nobody talks about the laws of logic. That's another thing that Matt likes to spew about. There is no such thing as the laws of logic. Logic is a branch of mathematics. It is not the foundation of math. There is no foundation of math. Foundationalism failed. Matt Slick knows nothing about logic or philosophy. He knows absolutely nothing. He was embarrassed and humiliated by Alex Malpass when he couldn't even understand negation. And he is an imbecile who knows nothing about logic.
Well, listen, Brenda, thank you for, again, I'm sorry that Matt unfortunately left, but thanks for coming on.
All right. I'm sorry, but
no, you were doing, and I wanted you to have your say, and you know, if he wants to leave after you've had your say, then there's nothing I can do about it. We invited you on to have your say, and that was it. But listen, but thanks again.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you coming on too. You know, it's so sorry that Matt, you know, didn't stay on.
The point that the carry away is that these terms, potential and actual infinite, are terms used by medieval theologians. It is not a term of art used in mathematics today. Nobody thinks this way. There is no logical contradiction in having an infinite set or an infinite period of time preceding or succeeding us. There's no logical contradiction. And this has been pointed out time after time to apologists like Matt and other presuppositionalists. Another favorite presuppositionalist argument is this idea about there being laws of logic, which are transcendent. And this is utter nonsense. Foundationalism was a project started in the early 20th century, and it failed. there isn't a foundation for logic. Logic is just a branch of mathematics. Mathematics is simply the study of right reasoning. That's all it is. It is a science, a study of right reasoning. There are no laws of logic because there are hundreds. Last I checked, I went to the Wolfram Alpha search engine, and this is the search engine that real nerds use, Wolfram Alpha, and searched for the number of formal systems. There was over 3,000 formal systems. That means axiomatic systems which have sets of axioms as their starting place. So if a presuppositionalist asks you as a non-believer what laws of logic are, ask him which one, because there's 3,000 of them.
I did. You just educated me. I thought there was only 3, but you said 3,000.
And it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse because there are people researching now as a foundation for mathematics what is called homotopy systems, which have nothing to do with set theory at all. There are people who are working on the foundations of math that have nothing at all to do with set theory. It's completely separate. It has to do with category theory and type theory. Homotopy type theory.
Brenda,
right?
Brenda,
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Yeah, I don't mean to. I don't mean to cut.
I'm sorry.
Stream, but no, this is just me for the show. Just so everyone knows, Brenda and Matt were getting into a little squabble. So unfortunately, Matt left because
there's a history there. Matt has called me very horrible names back on the Bible Thumping Wingnut show. He's made disgusting comments about me. He despises because I'm trans. He's made disrespectful, hurtful remarks to me.
Brenda. I trust me. I after this conversation, I assume that you guys had maybe a little history. But what we are going to do now is that we're probably gonna be ending the show in probably just a minute. I'm just do a quick outro. I want to thank all of our guests who came in to engage with Matt. I want to thank Brenda, Floyd. What are the other 2 gentlemen's names? I forget their names. I had them written down. Michael's going to get in. Shingen, who came in, and who was the other person that came in? I forget his name. But if they all have channels, they're good. We will try to see if we can squeeze their channel links in the description. And I want to thank everybody for watching the show tonight. Sorry that Matt left a little early, but we're going to be doing more of these, theistic arguments for God to see if they can be convincing. Matt Slick was today, and we'll hope to have some more people on in the near future. So my name is Nate for the Magic Sandwich Show. Thanks again for everybody who came in. Thanks again for everybody who watched. We had like 100 live views, which was fantastic. And hopefully next week we will be seeing you guys soon. So let me see if there's any last things that we are going to do.
Google. People can Google Alex Malpass and Matt Slick for a PhD in logic and philosophy, utterly destroying Matt's favorite argument for God, which is why he doesn't use it anymore.
Well, also, link is now in the chat. So if you guys want to come in and talk to us off air, you guys are more than welcome to. My name is Nate, and we will be talking to you soon. So peace out, everybody. And thanks for watching.
Sorry for nuking your show.
No, you didn't nuke it. You came in. You came in. You made your piece, and if he's just not, if he doesn't want to, nothing I can do. I can't force him to stay here. I don't think you did anything wrong. So